Apparently, Dame Dash went off on a podcast host. Y'all sent this to me. I said, all right, let me check it out. Let's see what it is. Let's see what we got going on. Silhouette, I will be reading that super chat shortly. Make sure you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let me see what the hell is going on here. My Dame going on.
That's the thing. It's like, regardless, you know me. I laugh a lot. I smoke a lot. I'm creative. But at the end of the day,
I think a lot of people vote for you, Dane.
But I don't want him to have to be beholden to a schedule and like he was discussing today. I was talking to my daughter about certain things in business, and like, did they realize that there's a? Did they realize?
What the fuck is up with this green screen in the background? What kind of podcast is this that got a green screen in the background? That green screen is wild. Listen, I know everybody got their style, and I love the originality and shit, but that going flipping back and forth with the green screen in the background, that's some wild shit, bro.
I'm like, do you realize I just picked? Because I went and picked him up from the airport.
Okay.
It's cool. What's up, buddy? Me and Keenan just walked in the house. A lot of power players in the building. My cousin is still here too?
Yeah, downstairs. Yeah, they're in the conference room. Hey, what's up, dog?
He's another piece to the puzzle.
Let me fast forward a little bit.
They seen me on the floor because they needed to know if it was a group that really wanted to see that law change, organize, collectively come together and start talking about why that law is bad for your community. Then you start getting the ear of the media. You start getting the ear and the attention of people, the community members. Now the elected officials are like, okay, and this group is getting powerful. This group is getting strong. Their voice is getting stronger. We got to watch.
I agree, Randy. It do look like a fucking game show. I don't know where they got that background from. You could have Googled a better background than that. I don't know what the hell is happening right now.
Out for them because now they're going to start coming down to our office. That's where accountability comes into play. If you don't hold elected officials accountable, then they're likely to do whatever and not be as responsive to the people's needs.
I don't think it has anything to do with the elected officials. Before we get to a part, I guess, where Dame is going off on a host or whatever, I don't think that it has anything to do with it with elected officials. I think that elected officials are just a reflection of the people that got them in office. Whenever I see people blame politicians only, but they don't also hold their own selves accountable, two things can be true at the same time. The politician is a reflection of the people. The people are the ones that are... It's almost like a person blaming a principal or they blame the teachers, but they don't hold the parents accountable for taking care of the kids. But that's what the problem that I have when people keep criticizing the I Promise school. It's not the I Promise school that's the problem. It's the parents that only read at a first grade level, but then they trying to tell their kids that's in the 8th grade on how it is that they can take a state test. You can't even help your kids. Your kids are not even behaved enough for the teacher to be able to teach them effectively. And so it's always a root cause. Even if you want to hold somebody that's an elected official accountable, which is one of the reasons why I would never run for office. First of all, I don't believe that I would ever win. Secondly, I think that it's a dead end. But let me see what they're about to say.
If they don't feel like you're going to hold them accountable.
You don't think that's crazy? That we got to like force our council people to work? That's kind of crazy.
Well,
like
these people make what, $80,000 a year or some shit? What do you mean force them to work? What are they supposed to do? I don't understand what he's saying.
We gotta stay on your head to want to do good for the city. That's wild.
Well, that's because
hold on. You're not forcing them to work. You're forcing them to make it.
This fucking green screen is wild. I'm gonna try to pay attention to it, but you know me. I don't think that I got ADD. I don't believe in all that junk, but my attention span is short when I don't. The visual don't match up with the audio. Is wild. But let's continue.
A decision that's going to impact your life, and you got to remember, if I got to vote on an issue that's going to impact your life, and the buttons pop up yes or no.
So.
But I already know what you're going to vote based on Republican and Democrat.
No, you don't. But listen. Listen.
What do you mean? Yes, I do. He can't vote against his party.
You can't.
You don't know what you're doing behind those doors. But look, check it. Don't get off the subject, right? Listen. Hold on.
We're talking politics, baby. This is what I don't like about the politics.
But you're not letting me talk.
Listen.
So let me just finish something. So here's an example. What he to me was saying that if you bring awareness to something that they don't know about and they do know about it, they become accountable and they have to do it. So the other day I went to a jail with the kids in Chicago. And every time it really stresses me out because I don't like what I see. So I was talking to Eddie about it and he said, you know what? Someone that's related.
Hey, somebody in the chat, baked on be gone. Somebody in the chat, permanently banned baked on be gone. Somebody banned baked on be gone. I pay attention to the chat. I interact with the chat. We will not have anybody that's telling me what it is that I'm supposed to do on my own channel. Ban that motherfucker. Get him up out of here. He had to subscribe just to say some dumb shit like that. Moderators, get baked on, be gone the fuck up out of here.
To me as a senator. So I called that senator and I started to tell that person what exactly was going on at the jail that I went to, a children's jail. And she said, what's the address? And I told her the address. She said, yo, that's my district. I just gave them a bunch of bread. Let me check that out. She did not know all those things were going on. So I just think what he's saying is that if you bring awareness, that brings accountability. Mm-hmm. That's all he's saying.
Oh, I understood what he was saying.
Yeah, but you were talking about voting. Wait. But I'm saying this, it's not about voting for a person. It's about lobbying for a law.
Dame is absolutely correct. Dame is absolutely correct. A lot of times people are not even aware of what's going on in their own backyard, or they not be. The problem with most people is that they don't even participate in the political process. If you look at how much the participation on local elections versus on a national level, it's anemic. If you ask people who is their city council person, if you ask a person who's the representative in their district, if you ask a person who's their treasurer, if you ask a person, anything about the political process or who's the superintendent of the schools or what's going on, a lot of people don't even know that in most of y'all cities they separate the powers from the mayor from the person that actually runs the school, and the school board is voted on by most major large cities. So they'll hold the mayor accountable for what's happening in the schools when the mayor literally has no power to do so. I was talking to Eric Mays, Flint City Councilman Eric Mays, who's gone viral on TikTok and all of the social media platforms, and he's very smart. I can't wait to drop that in the Patreon for y'all. I'm dropping this upcoming week as soon as I get back home. And he was saying that in a lot of cities, the mayors don't even really have any power. They get up there, they promise you guys a lot of stuff in order to get elected, but it's the city council people that actually have the ability to approve or disprove who gets funding, who doesn't get funding, where the funding goes, so on and so forth. And so people focus a lot of times on the wrong thing because they don't have any kind of awareness. And so Dame is right. When you then become a part of the process and fixing your own environment because you then care about what it is that's going on in your own neighborhood, then you can start to empower the people that have the power to then redirect whatever funds or whatever issues they need to solve for. They can do so. But if they don't have any kind of awareness because they're just a representation of the people, if you don't care about your own community, you can't tell them to fix it and then care about it more than you do because they don't even have any awareness to what's going on in that community all the time. In every single crevice, they not aware.
Yeah, no, I get what the people are doing. I understand what the people are doing.
That's all that matters.
But when I elect you in the first place, I should expect you to know about the shit that's going on in this city, and you should want to fix it on your own.
Yeah, but why the fuck you don't want? Wait, time out. Why you don't want to fix it?
That's why I elected you.
Why you don't want to fix it on your own?
What do you mean? That's why I voted.
Why are you depending on another man to fix your fucking situation and complain about it? This is the shit I be talking about. You want another nigga to fix your block and then get mad because they do. Well, shit, why doesn't he want to help me in my house? Nigga, help your own house.
Spaz on that nigga, Dame. This is one time where I actually agree with Dame spazzing on it, because fix your own fucking community and then somebody else can come in and jump on top of that in order to exponentially grow what it is that you already doing. But if you're not showing no care for your own stuff, why are you expecting another person to come in and fix it for you?
We have to put the accountability
That's why I voted.
Nah, you should have voted because you know that person is going to help your opinion.
Yep.
It's your job to figure out what's wrong with your block and for you to go fix fix it.
Yep.
That's the problem with politics is we depend on somebody.
So the only thing I can do to fix it is beg another man to do it.
A lot of people that don't have jobs don't pay taxes. So you're not even paying nobody.
You just told me to go beg another man to get it done in the first place.
I said lobby.
That's begging another man to do your shit.
Lobbying is not begging, it's bringing awareness to the things that's the most meaningful in your community. It's saying that you need to prioritize this when you're taking into account what's going on within the city, right? It's not begging anybody. These are things that we pay into, right? When you pay your taxes, when you pay your property taxes, when you go to work every day, right? When you drive these streets, when you clean up your community, that's a portion of lobbying is saying that, listen, I'm paying you guys. This is where I think that it's most meaningful for you to direct your attention and the funds of what's going on in the community, because this is the thing that's going to be most impactful and improve. That's not begging somebody when I fucking pay you in order to do your job.
What the fuck is lobbying?
Lobbying is begging or bringing awareness.
What is lobbying? You're begging another man to go do
So
something
when I go
for you.
sell a record, am I lobbying? Is that fucking begging when I'm marketing my product?
Kinda.
No, it's not. Now you're wrong. See, that's why, you know what I'm saying? So now you're just talking. So the bottom line is politics is marketing the things you love and making sure people vote for it. Just like when you have a business, you have to market the things you love and make sure people buy it.
Yeah, but
it's
if I hire a marketing team, I expect
if it's
him to
your
go do
business,
that.
if it's your business, it's your responsibility to deal with it. You shouldn't be paying nobody or voting for somebody depends on taking care of you.
But
That's
do
the
you-
wrong
do you
mentality.
hire a marketing
It's the right
team?
thing. Go and look at the news
you
and talk
hire a
about
marketing
it.
team?
Yes.
Okay, so when you voted that marketing team in, you expect them to know.
First of all, you don't vote a marketing team in, you hire them. And when you hire a marketing team, see, this is disingenuous. This is the same thing that women do when you start to hold them accountable. The same thing that this white man is doing. And listen, some of you niggas is just out of your element. It's okay to say, I don't know. It's okay to listen to somebody. When I interview people, you never ever see me debate them. And that's the number one criticism that I get from people across the board. From Brittany Renner to Fleece Johnson to Charleston White. People say, Anton, why don't you hold them accountable? You should have stole off on him when he said this. Man, my job is to hear and listen to them and then present the information as they talked about it. I brought them in to get their opinion. I didn't bring them in to debate them. Now, I have a debate that is coming up or a panel that I have to be a part of that I am being paid for, and they're going to pay me to go out there and give my opinion. I give my opinion every single day. I don't bring people on my platform so that I can tell them how they're supposed to think. I bring them on my platform because they have a unique mindset that I'm then trying to source from, so that I'm trying to get them to communicate every single thing and get every single thought out. Y'all not paying on that interview to see me. Y'all, I didn't fly them in there and put them in the fucking best hotel so that I can tell them what it is that I feel. I flew them in so that they can say what it is that's most meaningful for themselves. That's why I brought them in there. And so it's okay, even if it's your show, for you to shut the fuck up and listen to see what these people got to say, because they may give you some insight that you may not have thought about that's different from what it is that your mindset is going forward. He's out of his element, and instead of him calming down and said, listen, I don't have a need to be right. I should have asked the question and I should just let you answer it, regardless of whether I agree with it or not. Most people got to insert their opinion. It's stupid.
Know what the fuck to do.
No, I expect them to listen.
When you hire a marketing team, you're hiring them to execute your vision, right? You're hiring them to do the thing that you hire them. You don't vote them in. It's a difference.
Listen to me.
Stay on their hands.
I want them to listen to me.
Listen,
I don't
let me
trust
say this.
time out. I don't trust nobody. I don't trust nobody to know more of me about minds than me. So that means if I was like, yo, I'm gonna pay a teacher to teach my kids. If they're not educated, I'm gonna blame it on the teacher. It's my fault. I'm the parent.
Okay.
That's right.
Well, I'm not the parent of Gary, Indiana.
But
He's
you're the parent of your block.
Gary,
But the
Indiana
shit you
now.
talk, you should only be voting and talking about the things that affect you. So he's talking about you. Don't you think it's crazy that the people around his block don't give a fuck enough to learn how to vote? That's what's crazy.
Yes, I do.
To learn how to
But then
lobby.
after
That's
they
what's
vote them
crazy.
in,
And then this motherfucker
and
has the
these
nerve to be
senators and
confident
politicians
about
and
complaining
these
about another
motherfuckers
man
get lazy in
helping
office
them.
just because you get elected in, and then you get
Ridiculous.
lazy in fucking office because you made your
Ridiculous.
money and now you're sucking the dick
You
of all these people
Hey,
who
see,
gave
now,
you the money to get in there. Pause.
No. Let's
When
not
you're
get
doing that
crazy.
kind of shit,
Man, my daughter.
I think that Dame is, again, and you know me, I'm objective enough to call bullshit when I see bullshit, and I'm objective enough to also give props when it's due. Dame is 100% right. 100% right. You don't depend on anybody in order to fix your situation, but at the same time, you're still trying to do the thing and lobby for what's in the best interest of what's going on in your house. Listen, I'm not gonna wait for for the teacher to teach my child what it is that they need to know in order to be successful. By the time that my child get to school, they're looking for additional information from the teacher. When my child get a syllabus, I don't know if your children get syllabus, but at the beginning of the year, my child get a syllabus. It basically outlines every single thing that they're going to learn and every lesson that they're going to teach. It tells you when a test is going to be taken, what chapters is going to be studied for, the whole 9 yards. The reason why my daughter can travel so much, even throughout the school year, is because she executes ahead of time based off of the syllabus, and she doesn't wait for the teacher to teach it before she teaches herself or she brings it to us in order for us to learn it. As a matter of fact, me and her mother study the syllabus, and then we become well versed in what's going to be taught. So we go out there and study it ourselves or refresh ourselves on what's going to happen. That way, when my daughter comes in and she says, "Hey, this is what it is that I'm working on, or if I need some help," we are well versed and we're also proactively prepared to solve for the problem. By the time my daughter get to school, they're just reinforcing what it is that we've already taught her in our own household. School is just an extra medium. It's an extra opportunity for her to learn something. I'm not waiting on the school system and then blaming the principal or the school system in order to teach my daughter, right? That's the job of me and her mother. So by the time she get to school, all she's doing is trying to look for the different things, or she may ask a question or see if they teaching it differently or trying to reinforce what it is that we've already taught her. That's the way that you parent effectively. That's the reason why we need women at home in order to be able to teach the children if you're going to put her in that position in the first place. It's a full-time job. That's the reason why we do it. Schools are not supposed to be babysitter institutions. Your legislators and whoever it is in office is just supposed to be an extension of you. You still supposed to pick up your own trash. The police officers is not out here trying to solve a fucking crime in Tokyo. The people is holding each other accountable. They will grab you by your arm and say, "Hey, you dropped your litter over there. You dropped your litter over there." Do you know over here in Tokyo, most of the time they don't even have trash receptacles. They have an opening for the liquid, plastic, paper, which means that if you get a drink, you got to empty out the stuff, and then you have to intentionally put it inside of the plastic. It forces you to be responsible for your own trash. If you don't separate it and take care of it, you have to go through and you're forced to address it accordingly. You have to carry your trash with you, and you're shamed. You are shamed if you leave something or you litter or anything like that. You are shamed publicly. The police is just an extension of the people. They're there to help people. They're not there to solve for crimes. The people are solving for the stuff within their own community. You're not going to come in and do some shit and fuck up some shit over here in Tokyo. They're not waiting on the police to go and solve for their problems. You gonna get that shit up, and they will walk out there in a minute. Literally, will walk out there in a minute. I'm sorry. They don't even be knowing no English. No. You fucking fall in line. You get in line. They not waiting on nobody. The police is the reinforcing of what it is that's already happening in the community. Dame is absolutely right, 100%.